exposure to some other positions, some other jobs in our society. No one expects that you, in grade 8, that you've made up your mind at what you're going to be, but I think it's important that you start to think about possibilities in the future. I don't think you have to make up your mind in the next year or two, but I think certainly over the next few years you should start to think about what you'd like to do with the rest of your life. Now, one thing you should understand is that at one time you did one thing with the rest of your life. You became a teacher, you became a doctor, you became a lawyer or a mechanic or whatever. Nowadays, though, people are doing many different things with the rest of their lives. In other words, the chances are when you graduate from high school, if you go to college or university or take a job, chances are you will do 7 or 8 different things because technology is changing so rapidly that jobs are changing.
Our Lady of Grace, Christ the King, St. Michael's, Cambridge, and St. Gregory's. You represent a growing population in our elementary panel, and I want you to think today as you discover these workshop opportunities, as well that you're part of a system that is expanding. We have 4,600 secondary school students now. You probably are unaware of that. It's early in the school year, but you're important, significant people in grade 8. And in a very few weeks, we're going to be coming to you with option sheets from Doyle and St. Benedict and St. Jerome's and St. Mary's and St. David, talking to you about grade 9 in the future.
Girls and students of Waterloo Separate School Board, the board members and trustees and teachers. We find this pretty exciting. It's a first for us to have this number of students from elementary school come and visit us. We hope it's going to be a meaningful experience for you. Our program faculty have set up a number of workshops and demonstrations for you that we think will be interesting and provide you with an experience as an exposure to what's available today in the job market. And maybe help you with some career choices in the future. When you get into high school, the next couple of years, you're going to be trying to decide what career path you'd like to take. It's going to be your choice, and we just want to give you some exposure to technology so that you can make that choice. At least you're aware of what we have available for you. We have some, one thing I'd like to point out, I was going to say we have a couple of very interesting points, but I want to make sure that you each take the opportunity to ask as many questions as you can. When you're going around, don't just look at the demonstrations and say, well, that's neat. If you have a question, what you really want to find something about it, take the time, get your arm up, and ask the teachers. Your teachers might be able to help you. Our teachers will be able to help.
Go through your packages with you, give you an idea of the materials that we provided for you. I think one of the things that stands out is the red check mark on the Czech Tech brochure. This was a little questionnaire that was developed a few years ago for students at the senior elementary level to give you an idea whether or not you might be an individual who would be suited to work in the realm of actually realizing it. Those who don't have it have the trustees packages, and we'll switch your packages to the correct one. Sorry about that.
You want me to do
Yeah,
something?
can you do that, Jim? Just, they have the wrong one.
If we haven't got that one with the little check.
Pertains to welding, fabrication, or anything in technology, really. We have a couple of handouts for you. One is, have you got this one already from your schools? This one went out to your schools to help you select what courses you would like to see. This tells you a little bit about the activities in the various shops that we handle here. We cannot supply enough graduates. So what we're saying is the career choices are here, the placement opportunity is there, and you have high earning power. Right now. I was just used for the program that's listed in the second one. You have metal fabrication technician, and the third and the fourth. The second sheet shows
the function of this piece of equipment is to form flat steel material into cylinder shapes, into tube shapes. And we can do some other things with it too, but that's its primary function. We don't always make things that can come to a very specific size that we can buy a tube shape to fit. Rolling back and forth like this, dripping material, passing the material back and forth between those rolls, and there's a third roll at the back, which acts as a forming roll, and it puts pressure onto the piece of material, and as we pass the material back and forth, it will form the piece of material into a tube shape. Go through the rolls, it's still flat. What we have to be able to do is to put some set of pressure on the wall, adjust it to make this cylinder shape. Now you can see that the material is beginning
Up anytime from here on in. Once it's in the computer, we simply call it up by its code number that we had originally issued to it, and we can cut it at will. The student is, so it'll make a little popping noise when he lights the torch instantaneously. Put your glasses back on. And then he's going to cut out a Smurf. Like he's cutting two of them. We can have multiple torches on a setup like this. In industry, you will see machines like this, much bigger than this, as many as 10, 12 torches, all cutting at once. The pattern that you have inserted into the computer. Okay, if you grab another helmet, he's going to demonstrate.
Okay. Only look at the arc through the shield. Now be walking right through here. Can you tuck right inside of the table there so these guys can all see? Now don't get too close. Come around me. There you go. Okay. Put these guys in the front and out of the we'll move them out. Education work and maintenance work in industry at the moment.
And plasma cutting.
Robotics, difficult. Yeah, sure, please.
Thanks, Joe.
This is our lab where the welding engineering technicians on the top of your list will come in and learn their destructive and non-destructive testing methods. Weld quality, really, if it meets the standards. Because that's what a technician does. A technician is not a welder, although we teach him how to weld, him or her to weld, but at the end, out in the job market, they may not have to weld at all. Okay? As a technician, you would be the link to what they have learned thus far here too. They're doing right now TIG welding, automatic TIG welding. So be careful not to look in the arc. Look through the dark screens, all right, but not with your bare eyes. Okay?
Look through a viewing screen, which is quite safe, but keep your safety glasses on.
Okay. Can you guys explain what you're doing here?
And to make a wider bead, and basically we just rotate this little rotator around and fill up the weld. It takes, some people can do it in 3 passes, others can. We're just trying to fill it up for starters now. We haven't been on too long, but we're trying to basically to find the different effects of making an elliptical shaped arc puddle or a circular shaped puddle. We can change it and vary it.
I will tell you that there's a lot of opportunities in the metal trades, but I will also say, in all honesty, choose a profession or a trade that you will enjoy doing the rest of your life. There's nothing worse than a person miserable at their work, and I hope that you're happy at your work, whatever career you choose. I hope it's metal trades, because I have enjoyed my work, and I've enjoyed this day, as a matter of fact. I really look forward to meeting you and talking to you, and I think it's going to be rewarding for both of us, for you and for us. And to encourage you to come back and visit us, I suggest you go through your counselors or your teachers to contact me personally and make arrangements. And we'll let you come in and talk to our students or spend the whole day with them. If you show interest, then we are here to help you.
This is an electrically or an electric motor driven robot. It's electrically DC motor. Servo motor is what it is. The other one we have here is hydraulic. There's a pneumatic. Hydraulics is oil pressure, and the other one's air pressure. Now this type of robot is used in General Motors right now to weld cars and paint cars and that type of thing. And what you do is just like your